Hello, beautiful Earth Angels and Soul Tribe Collective. Welcome back to another reading. We're going to be seeing what message you need to hear the most right now, what energies are being mirrored throughout the collective, and yeah, is there anything that your spirit guides, spirit team want you to know or bring your awareness to? So we're going to be getting Oracle card. These are two decks mixed together, past lives, oracle deck, and energy oracle cards. And then we're also going to be pulling a few tarot to clarify the message further. So I'm going to pull the cards all out first, and then we will get into the reading. This deck is really creative. It always reminds me of a scrapbook on the back. And it's got a really creative energy in it, so I think there's a reason why we've been using, or we're going to use this. But yeah, it's giving me scrapbook vibes, it's giving me writing vibes, arts vibes, crafts vibes, painting vibes, you know. So that could be linked into something right now. There could be some of you starting a new creative endeavor, or finding a new really fun hobby or passion that you want to work on, or creating something of your own. That could be something to look forward to. Let's see. So, wow. We have door to personal healing and happiness. Really beautiful, magical card. White doves could be a synchronicity for you, or lilies, or lotuses, water lilies. So let's pull another card from here. I'm going to pull some tarot to clarify these energies. Okay, so we have a really clear message coming through. Chariot is the bottom deck energy. We have the Emperor, we have the Ace of Pentacles, we have the Nine of Pentacles, we have the Seven of Pentacles, the Knight of Pentacles, and the Ace of Wands. So as you can see, wow, there is a lot of pentacles. This is the material realm cards, and we also have Ace of Wands and Ace of Pentacles. So we've got two aces. This is new energy, and it really is kind of linked into that message we were getting into. For some of you, this doesn't have to be something creative, but for a lot of you it is. It could be a plan that you are creating. There's a lot of plans here with this Knight of Pentacles. There's a lot of taking action, but with plans, or slowly working on something, slowly building something. With the Ace of Pentacles, this is a new opportunity to grow something, and the Ace of Wands is that passion, driven and focused energy into what you're doing. So Ace of Wands is really a pushing forward energy. It's giving me the same vibes as this Chariot card here. And also, if you're watching this when it uploads, it's a timeless reading, but if you're watching this when it uploads, I feel like Cancer season next month's going to be important for you as well, or the month after, in Leo season. But with all the Pentacles cards out here, we've got Nine of Pentacles, Seven of Pentacles. Nine of Pentacles is all about being financially independent. It's all about being, yeah, it has this energy of independence in it. So maybe what you're doing has an air of independence within it. Maybe there's a lot you're planning. You're doing this for yourself. This could be career-wise, especially since we have the Emperor here. This is about making strategic moves forward. This is about you thinking, planning, preparing, but there's also a lot of fiery passion behind what you're doing. And I think this is where this door to personal healing and happiness comes in, because whatever it is that you are going to be working on, or that you're opening up into, this hobby, this new plan, this new endeavor, this new opportunity, it's bringing you personal healing and happiness. Maybe because what the thing you're doing is something that you really enjoy, or maybe, and so it's bringing healing to you. Maybe it's bringing healing to others or inspiration to others, and in return that brings inspiration to you. Maybe the thing that you're doing connects you to your most authentic soul self-expression. So if it's something creative, it's allowing your soul to have an outlet to express your essence, yourself, and this is really healing for you. And it's also inspiring and healing for others. It's also something that connects you more to source, connects you more to your higher self and spirit, because it's something that is going to get you in this flow state. For a lot of you, if this is something that you do with your hands, or if this is like a hobby of yours or a passion of yours that you want to pursue, maybe some of you are thinking of starting something and creating it into something more like business wise, or something financially stable. We're seeing financial stability here being drawn in, and the potential for financial stability being drawn in with this path, with this opportunity, with these aces. The aces are literally the start of something new. But at the same time, tarot doesn't predict the future. It shows you all the possible timelines that are open to you from your position right now. So your position right now, I'm getting, are these aces, and is this Emperor and this Knight of Pentacles. I think a lot of you are taking action already in many ways upon this, but maybe for some of you it's something that you will be taking action on. Maybe for some of you, you've already had this idea, and this is confirmation for you that this really is something amazing, and that to carry on doing what you're doing, planning what you're planning. Because for some of you, maybe it's not that you've taken full action, but you are taking thought action, mental planning, mental preparation, seeing what ways something could go, or getting it straight in your head about something, because there is a lot of thinking energy here with this Emperor. The Emperor is the divine masculine, and so really I feel like this Emperor energy has been sparked up from this Ace of Wands. These are really connected, this Ace of Wands and the Emperor. And I feel like maybe this Ace of Wands ignited you into your Emperor. Now the Ace of Wands gives us energy to put into something. It's that feeling inside that you know, you have more energy to put into whatever this is, maybe because you're really excited for it, you know, because this is saying that it's your door to personal healing and happiness. Maybe it makes you excited because it's something that makes you feel independent, something that you can grow on. This is something long term. With the Seven of Pentacles, it talks about having patience. It also talks about long-term goals, long-term stability. These are things that have longevity to them. So whether this Ace of Pentacles is, this Ace of Wands is, it's going to be something that really has a lot of longevity to it, or you want to pursue for the long term. And so this Ace of Wands has sparked this Emperor energy up with this fire, which is wanting to charge forward, wanting to take action, wanting to take action. These are taking action steps. So a lot of you have been taking action, or have been in this energy of really wanting to, you know, and you just have that push inside of you that you really would just want to do something as well. So yeah, I'm seeing long-term stability here is potentially opening up for you within this new opportunity, path, idea, creative endeavor. It's really going to propel you forward in a lot of ways. Like I said, because it brings you this sense of purpose, expression, individuality, independence, and all of these things are adding to your personal happiness. It's something you can get in a flow state with, you really enjoy doing. It's something that in that way connects you more to spirit and to your inner realms. For example, I crochet, and when I do that, I just saw 911, and I also saw 909. But yeah, when I crochet, it's like I zone out and I wander. I channel a lot when I'm doing that, because my mind is kind of off in the thought space. And I feel like for a lot of you, it could be something like that as well. It's something that gets you in the astral realms, in the mental realms, walking around, wandering around, because you're envisioning, you're using your imagination, whether it's to plan this or to see the path forward and where these plans will take you, or to actually do what it is that you do. Then whatever this is for all of you, there is creativity involved, because there's creativity whenever we use our imagination, and wherever we are imagining something into being, whether that be a certain path that this will take you down, a certain lifestyle that it will lead you to. Whatever this is, it seems like it's almost a key in some way, is what I'm kind of getting. It's almost a key to unlock this door to personal healing and happiness for you. It's also something that's going to be balancing out your divine feminine and masculine, because you're heavily showing up in this divine masculine energy no matter what your gender is. But with this card up here, it's numbered 34. Now 4 is the number of the divine masculine, of the Emperor, and 3 is the number of the Empress. So I feel like this journey here, it's really like an interesting one, because it's like a push and pull between taking action, going after, and then sitting back and receiving and attracting and manifesting. And the thing is Spirit saying that it's going to be quite easy for you in some ways along this journey to manifest, because it's something that is aligned with a higher timeline for you. It is connected to a timeline that is expansive for you. And there's certain timelines that we might have ideas for that we can't potentially see how they'll turn out, but Spirit knows their kind of timeline potential, if that makes sense. Some things have a shorter timeline potential. And this means like certain things we start and maybe we grow out of, or we lose interest in a few months or so, and they would have very short potential timelines. Maybe they seem constricted, they don't open out into many things. This feels like a timeline that is very expansive in a way that it leads on to, and it could lead on to many different avenues, and it could be very long lasting as well. So the timeline potential of this idea is really strong. It's really strong. It could ultimately lead to financial independence in something that you keep doing long term, something that sparks passion within you, something that leads you down new avenues and onto new things. So I see this as a stepping stone as well, but also it's like it's always going to be weaved into what you're doing, but maybe it changes in some way. But for others, yeah, this is kind of like a stepping stone. It leads you to so many expansive paths for you. There's a lot of timeline potential within this. And yeah, as I said, this idea, this is aligned with a higher timeline potential. And I feel like that's why we have the door to personal healing and happiness, because it's taking you to those higher timelines, which are not only for business, but when you're in a higher timeline, everything is in that vibration of that timeline. So when you start doing this, other areas of your life are going to start feeling more balanced in some way, Spirit's saying, because this thing that you're going to be doing is actually replenishing your energy, even though you're putting energy into it, because what you're getting back from it is excitement, is this feeling of proudness of you creating something yourself, or you planning something yourself, or you being in this independent, proud role. Maybe some of you, this involves being a leader type of figure with this Emperor card, or a boss type of figure. You know, maybe this is a collaboration, or maybe it is solely independent. Either way, it gives you this air of authority, of proudness within yourself, of independent authority. Actually, it makes you feel very accomplished and in control of your life, in a way that it's like you just feel really ownership. You feel ownership over what you're doing. You feel ownership and pride over how this identifies with you and your soul, because there's certain things we do that maybe we don't feel reflect our true soul's essence, or what we would call our identity. Whatever this is that you're taking action on, it's something that brings you a sense of proudness, because it's something you're proud to identify in doing, because in a way you feel like it reflects some of the essence of your soul. So maybe for some of you it's because you're really creative, and this thing you're doing is making music or doing art, or merging two types of creativity into one, like writing and art, or scrapbooking, or like we were saying, like sewing or clothes making or playwriting, or you know, anything like that. Maybe for some of you, like I said, the creative element is more within the path that it goes down. Maybe it's something that's quite creative in a alternative way to do with technology or something like that. either way, yeah, it's giving you this really beautiful aura of authority within your life, and this really helps you to stand really firmly within your frame, and it gives you this really optimistic look at the path forward of where you are heading to. I'm also seeing like bunting as well. This is making me think of like celebrations. It's making me think of like cooking, school fates, like celebrations, festivals, like events, horse riding could be something as well. But it's just, there's something to do with community here, how this could benefit a community as well, or bring people together in some way, or help people in some way. So I'm gonna pull you one more card or two, see what else wants to come forward. But this has been a really beautiful reading. I'm really excited for you guys. Really excited. I mean, Ace of Pentacles, Seven of Pentacles, Nine of Pentacles, they are three cards that I just feel like they belong with each other, but it's not often I pull them out together, but they echo the same energy, you know. Okay, wow, we have Eight of Wands. So this is something, Eight of Wands is a very fast moving energy. It's very intense. This could come, this Ace of Wands, this idea, this opportunity for you could have came through an epiphany or an idea of your own. It could be something that you take a leap of faith on starting or setting out into. It could be something that also Spirit's saying that you could, if it's a new skill you're picking up or a hobby or something, it could be something that you actually progress in very fast. Like you pick something up really fast, or you progress on a skill quicker than you realized or expected. It could be that when you start doing it, if you're putting it out there into the world, or if you're selling something, or if you're wanting plans to come together, Spirit's saying like with this Eight of Wands, this could be something that comes together faster than you expected, or takes off faster, or more than you expected as well. It has a lot of potential within this timeline. It's very charged up. Like this timeline for you is very charged. And I feel like, again, like I keep saying, it is aligned with your higher self in a way that when I say like some things, it's not that anything isn't aligned with us, but it's aligned with your higher self because of where the energy is coming from to put into this. It comes from a place of, this is for you, this is for your independence, this is for your life, this is for your frame, this is something you want, you feel passionate about. Like there's a lot of passion behind this. There's a lot of energy, that why it's aligned with a higher timeline is because of, yeah, like I said, where the energy is coming from. And all of those places are to expand yourself and take ownership of your life in a way that you're able to be empowered. This is what I'm trying to get at, is that this is allowing you to step into a new level of self-empowerment in some way. So of course Spirit is loving this for you. And we have Temperance. Yeah, so Temperance can talk about finding our feet in some way. It can talk about weaving into things together, the past and the present. Irises could be very significant. It could be a synchronicity for somebody here. But yeah, with the Sagittarius energy, December could be significant as well. But with the Sagittarius energy, this is about exploring, being expansive. This Temperance talks to me about finding your feet in something, about dipping your toes into something new, dabbling, being curious. And yeah, alchemizing. So this could be something that you are alchemizing together in a way that you are paying attention to the details in some aspect, or you are you know, you're really getting together in your mind. You're paying close attention to the small plans or bits within your head when you're thinking about this opportunity, this avenue, or this timeline. You're like really weaving bits in and out together. It's something that also can create a lot of healing for yourself or others. But Temperance is about alchemy. You know, it's about creating something out of two other things to create one new thing. Some of you, this could be to do with upcycling in some type of way. Or yeah, upcycling in some type of way or something like that. But we do have this energy of alchemy, you guys being an alchemist, you guys being kind of almost this magician energy in a way. Whatever you're doing, it could be very resourceful. This is talking again, yeah, about resourcefulness, and how actually sometimes when we have just what we need, maybe not in excess of, it actually makes us more creative because we have to be more resourceful, and then it makes our brains think outside of the box. So yeah, this could be something that makes your brain think a bit outside of the box in some type of way, or maybe it is outside of the box. But yes, so we'll pull one more card. And we have the Devil, okay? And then with the High Priestess. And I feel it's important that they come out together, because the Devil is basically this energy that can cloud over the unknown within this plan, within this path. So we could get all of this plan together and intuitively get a nudge like, hey, this is meant for me, this is going to be amazing. But you see, why these are coming over the unknown is because the unknown is the only place that's uncertain within the mind. And so this is the place that can either get filled by one of two things: by our intuition or by our doubts and fears. And this normally stems from ourselves, you know, our capabilities. Do we believe that we can attain this? Do we believe we're good enough to do this? Do we believe that we have the capabilities to do something of a certain level or make something for ourselves? You know, and like I said, the unknown is it's unknown. So in these places, it's for the imagination, for the mind to fill in. We're saying that this is confirmation that this has timeline potential to take you in a really solid, beautiful direction. And I think your intuition already knows this, but this reading is coming up as confirmation because there are two sides. There is this other side of the Devil. Look, literally, like on this card, there's two sides. It's like, this is your intuition, these are your spirit guides and your higher self saying, trust this unknown, trust this, because it's going to take you to magical places, really magical places. And then maybe on some days when we're feeling a bit lower, or you know, we are questioning things, it can get filled with this Devil energy of, you know, maybe this isn't a good idea, maybe, you know, this won't be anything long-term or substantial. And Spirit's saying for those type of days, just fill yourself with the idea of that we do things for the here and now, you know, that we can always change whenever we want to and shift and redirect. That this one ace of wands doesn't necessarily have to be applied for years and years and years to come, but how do we feel about it just for right now? Because it could take you to things that are different in years and years to come, that aren't necessarily this one thing. Sometimes I don't start things because I think I don't want to be doing this in 10 years time, but then I realized, because I had a chat with my spirit team and they were like, but just because you don't want that in 10 years time doesn't mean you don't want it right now, because that might lead you to something completely different that you would be doing in 10 years time, you know. And I was cutting off my first stepping stone to the other ones because I was looking at it as the stone, the rock, the place, the pedestal to stand on, and that's the only place. So there are some days when we have to accept there's going to be some days like that where we're alchemizing, where we are, you know, building back up that belief in ourselves. But I know there's a lot of other days where this is your intuition and you have a very strong intuition that tells you that you are meant to do this. You are meant to fulfill a path like this, because this is different, right? This is slightly different because it's involving your own independent success, your own independent, whatever success looks like to you, because that is subjective. But whether that's financial success, whether that's personal freedom to do something that you're passionate about, or to create this piece of heaven on earth, this piece of heaven, because it's not something of the usual, it's something that is bliss to you, because it's the lifestyle. It's not just a passion, a hobby, a work path, it's a whole lifestyle, and it's how it allows you to live in a certain lifestyle that has freedom, that allows you to be in a state of empowerment within yourself and your own life, and have that sense of feeling in control of that. So with many of these days, you are in this High Priestess energy of confirming your intuition, that, you know, you are meant to do things, that you are a master manifester, that you were always meant to go down this slightly different path this lifetime, and that maybe you've been led to many different ideas throughout your journey. and maybe for some of you, you're thinking, but is this one any different to the rest? Spirit's saying, like, these ideas in the past, they were never wasted. They were always to take skills from, to add into something else along the way. They were always there to come back up in the future. Maybe we're not at that point yet where they've come back up, but everything that you've done in the past has been for a reason that's led you up to this. Wow. It could have been leading you up to this, you guys. Like, whatever this idea is, Spirit's saying there's a lot of importance on this because it has a lot of higher timeline potential within it. So yeah, follow your intuition, which is how it makes you feel, how things make you feel, not what we think. Because I feel like when it comes to the unknown, Spirit's like, this is the thing they're saying. When it comes to the unknown, the devil is, what do we think? And the high priestess is, what do we feel? How do we feel? And where do those feelings come from? Because some feelings come from thoughts, okay, and some feelings come as a raw form of feeling. So with this Ace of Wands, this is a raw type of form of feeling towards this path that is excited, that is expansive, that is really seeing all the highest potential outcomes and being fueled by that. And those are feelings, whereas some feelings come from the Devil card, from thoughts. So there may be a thought of, you know what, I've done all this work and I might never get there with this, or what if it never turns into anything? And that can cause a feeling, because that kind of pops the bubble to all of the higher timeline potentials and exciting things that we were imagining from it. So I think really what I'm channeling right here is just the fact that this is an opportunity to further explore your mind, how your mind works, what energies are what in the mind, because like we say, it's so confusing because yeah, there's thoughts, there's feelings attached to thoughts, there's the intention of things, which is the feeling that we attach to our actions. You know, it's not necessarily our action that's important, but rather our intention, which is the feeling of why we're doing something. Sometimes we can do something and it actually come out of a place of fear. You know, we do something to prepare, but we manifest what our intention is. So if we're doing something out of fear of something, most likely we're going to manifest what we're trying to avoid, because we're putting the energy of that in there already. You know, the same for the opposite. But this is what I mean. It's an opportunity to explore and further alchemize our ability to manifest, because in a way this idea has opened up the two sides, has opened up your intuition and also this devil energy. And really the journey is what's important, because regardless of what this opportunity is, what this idea is, it's triggered up these energies within your mind to observe, observing how your mind reacts to the unknown and what thoughts come up, because normally, you know, it's always the same things and they're always linked to the same root causes of things. So when we face the unknown, we might get certain thoughts come up that we fear, and then we are open to explore and observe those energies that have been unlocked and opened within the mind. What am I fearing about the unknown? Well, I think I'm fearing not being able to actually uphold that reality, you know, and this is just an example. And then I would say, well, where does that feeling really stem from? What experiences have I had that have validated that feeling, you know? And this is why opportunities like this are so important for both material and spiritual growth, because sometimes on the flip side, it's not even what this thing is that's important, but really what the energies it unlocks within the self that is important, because without it, it couldn't unlock these energies. And when these energies are unlocked, we can observe them, alchemize them, learn more about ourselves and about how the mind works. And that further develops our ability to manifest, to co-create, to believe in ourselves, because there's going to be so many opportunities, Spirit's saying, that you will have throughout your lifetime. And each time you get an opportunity, it's really alchemizing an inner piece of yourself to be in this strong energy of believing in yourself and of seeing yourself as worthy, deserving and capable. And each time you've had one of these opportunities in the past to do something, to work on something, take on a new endeavor, it has alchemized a piece of yourself in this way that builds more confidence within you, more belief within you. And each time you've done that, you just built up that belief more and more. And Spirit's saying, you know, there's going to be a reality that you hold one day that is really beautiful above the clouds, really manifested, and a dream reality. But to get to there, we had to alchemize in small parts, these inner pieces first, of worthiness and deservingness, because maybe this reality that you're manifesting looks very different to maybe how you grew up or the reality your parents had, right? All of these things that are conditioned into society, that piece by piece you've actually been alchemizing throughout your journey, is what's leading you there. Because you had to get from here and go to here, and so in pieces you've been alchemizing inner energies, because the inner is a reflection of the outer. And if somebody got this is an example, but if someone got a really high position in work just suddenly, they may get, say, imposter syndrome, or not feel they are worthy to be in that position, or not feel capable, or feel overwhelmed by the responsibilities they have in that position. But say if they worked their way up there piece by piece, you know, through a company, this is again just an example, then when they get to that position, they will feel worthy, they will feel in place, because they've alchemized and been through the smaller steps up to that point. So this is why Spirit's saying there's been if you've had many different hobbies, many different passions, many different business ideas, or maybe you've been working your way up in something, that why this was important to have worked your way up, because within each different journey you've built back a piece of yourself in a new way of confidence, empowerment, believing in your co-creation with divine and manifestation. And it's really leading you to this place to be a container to hold such a reality of high vibrational energy, because it would have been a shock to the system to just get there all at one time. So remember, guys, you are the Emperor. This is leadership energy. You are the High Priestess. This could be something involving divination, reading tarot, using your intuition to put into writing or art or music or poetry, or an expression in some way, or dreaming in some way. And also, so this is the journey, your journey in a beautiful way is creating abundance for yourself. And it's really a journey where you can open the book at the beginning. Have you ever had them books where it's got two stories in and both the sides are the front covers, but you have to flip it round to read the other story? That's what this journey has been like for you. You have been living two different journeys, two different stories within every journey you've ever taken, because there's always the spiritual and inner and mental and emotional side that you've been doing along the physical side. And you know, these emotional journeys that you go along are completely separate to the actual idea or thing or opportunity in itself, but the opportunity is needed to trigger up the emotional journey. And so it's really important to see the value and progress that you've made emotionally, because maybe some things and some journeys, some ideas, some avenues that you took that maybe you see as failed, or like I don't want to say a waste of time, but you see maybe they were dead ends. They weren't dead ends, because they were so important for specifically the emotional work that you did, the emotional and inner work that it brung you. They were completed journeys. They were not failed or kind of just left in the background. They were there for a very deep purpose. And Spirit's bringing this energy to focus attention on building that empowerment, pride, and pride to smell the flowers on all of the strength and roots that you've grown inwardly, the journeys that other people don't see, that the outer journeys have brung you, that these were all necessary for those inward journeys. And you've made so much progress in that way, that so much is ready to open for you, that is allowing you to have this independence financially, or passion wise, or stability wise, longevity. You're building all of this, and like I said, you have this energy. You are you should be so proud, because you're so perseverant. You have all this energy to motivate you forward. Even when you dip down, you always rise back up. You've always been in this energy of, you know, the battle, the spiritual warfare of light and dark within yourself, within the collective, within everything. When you go after a dream, it's a battle. It's not you just running to a dream. It's a battle to get to that place, because it goes on within internally, you know, being perseverant. There's times where we want to give up, and that's the devil. That's the That's the dark energy. It's like we want to give up, but then sometimes we carry on and we persevere through. And sometimes we do give up, and it's not a bad energy at all. It's because if we didn't give up, we wouldn't have started the next thing Spirit wanted us to redirect us towards, that had a higher potential timeline outcome, higher longevity of timelines as well. So sometimes giving up's actually better, because we can be led to new paths, you know, because sometimes we don't want to give up something because we feel like we're giving up, and that's a bad thing. But really, it's all about using your own discernment, your own intuition. You know, in these moments, it's like, do I want to give up because I don't believe I'm capable? Or do I want to give up because it's actually not aligning with me? I'm not enjoying it anymore. I don't feel it's fulfilling me anymore. Because there's a big difference. If you really love something, but you just don't believe that you can attain it, that's different to you not enjoying something, you feeling like something's actually draining you. And then yeah, that's all about using your own intuition, your own discernment, which I feel like you've done. I feel like what I'm talking about, you've done before. And so you know. So this is where we're going to be leaving your reading today, you guys. I love you all so much. I hope this has brought some sort of clarity, confirmation for you in any way, shape or form. And yeah, I'm really excited about this. This has been a really beautiful reading. Ace of Pentacles, Ace of Wands. Look out for this inspiration, this motivation, these epiphanies, these ideas, this inspiration coming in for you, because it's leading you down a really beautiful path and has the potential to. So I love you all so much, and I'll see you in the next reading. Mwah.